Boom. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Aesthetic Conversations, aesthetic talk with aesthetic people. And I have with me tonight, she is a guitarist slash multiple instrumentalist. She is in currently a band called Dream Eater. And her name is Annie Shred or Annie Grunwald. Did I say it right?
Either one. Annie Shred. Yeah, that's like my username. I guess my artist name.
Yep.
And Annie Grunwald's my name. So that's it.
All right. Do you want to tell us everyone a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Yeah. I am a guitar player. Mainly what I do online is like guitar videos over like EDM tracks or just like tracks that I love. And I'm also part of a band called Dream Eater. So there's two members of the band. I'm the vocalist and the guitar player, and then the other is Danny Dodge, and he's my partner. He also does like guitar as well, but he's mainly like the producer, sound designer, kind of mastermind behind like the production and all that.
Okay. I about the other guitarist that was in Formless?
No, so that's actually Kenny Bullard. That's my old buddy from Connecticut. So that's just from Formless, like my old metal band.
Yeah, I wasn't actually, that answered my question. I was gonna say, I know you reside in Los Angeles now. Where are you previously from? Like, where were you born and resided for a time period?
Yeah, that's right. So I moved actually from Boston to Los Angeles. Originally, originally I was actually born in Lima, Peru, but I was adopted, and then I grew up in Connecticut on the East Coast.
Where's Lima? Did you say Lima, Peru?
Lima, Peru in South America, yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay. I never heard of that before.
Yeah, that's where it started. But I was only there for like maybe like the first like several weeks of my life, and I was adopted like pretty young. So I grew up like in a pretty like Americanized culture, and then
you're American, basically. Yeah.
American. Not very Spanish whatsoever.
I feel that. It's like when some people ask me what I am, I'm like, I'm fucking American. Like, they're like, well, where's your ancestors? I'm like, New Jersey? I don't fucking know what to tell you. Yeah, Irish, I guess, but I mean, I might as well be, I don't know anything about my culture, so fuck it.
Yeah, same. I wish that wasn't the case. Like, definitely something I want to change, but yeah, same.
I was gonna say, so what is the language or like of what would be your people?
It would be Spanish. Yeah.
It would just Spanish? Okay. Yeah, I didn't know, because I know there's like, I was about to say subgenres, but I know there's like specific languages for every, different like continent and everything like that in different parts. So I just figured out, like Berber from Morocco, and I probably said that wrong.
Different like
pardon?
Yeah, just like different like subgenres of cultures.
Yeah, absolutely. So usually what I do is I just have like just random bro questions that are something I want to know, and then just some things that I think people would like. So on the topic of guitars, if you had to pick your 3 guitar idols, like the people that not only just influenced you, but also like that you grew to just appreciate, 3 of them, what would they be?
Ooh, I love that question. Okay, so the first one's actually probably more surprising, but I would say Billie Joe Armstrong from Green Day.
Really? Okay, yeah, I didn't see that coming.
That was like the first band that I was super obsessed with, and I learned like everything off of like American Idiot, like some of their earlier albums. That was the band that like got me to really start practicing guitar.
Interesting.
Yeah, and that's mainly like rhythm guitar stuff. So it actually kind of gave me like a good like foundation, for that stuff. Totally.
Teaches you how to kind of play pop and everything like that too.
Yeah, for sure. Just like learning about like chord progressions, and just a lot of punk rock stuff actually like involves a lot of right hand movement, like a lot of down picking, and so
absolutely.
Yeah, it's like a lot of technique.
Tom DeLonge was like one of my first influences, so it's very similar.
Oh, sick. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Billie Joe Armstrong would be one of them. The other would be Jeff Loomis from Nevermore.
Nice.
Yeah, he's just like my shred lord. He's just like, I think, the craziest technical player, but also like I feel like he's able to do all of that just like insane technical stuff, but make it sound really beautiful, and it just doesn't ever feel
like soulful. Yeah.
I feel like he really has like melody.
Yeah, that's so crucial. That's like Nuno Betancourt or like Jason Becker. Like they have a way of making it actually sound not just like you're just doing scales over and over again.
Exactly, and it's really easy to do that, and it's fun to do that too. So it's like to be able to like make it beautiful.
Yeah, it absolutely is. I'm still trying to get to that point. I'm definitely no Annie fucking Shred, but hopefully one of these days I'm gonna fucking get there.
That's awesome. Just practice. I mean, I feel like I was just in like a different place, like I think than most people in high school. I was like spending so much time like alone and just ended up practicing like a fuck ton.
Same.
What it takes. Yeah.
No, I definitely know how that was. I was homeschooled for 3 years, and I also spent 1 year. My senior year moved to a different place, so I remember I became obsessed with Racer X, and all I would sit and do was just try to be as fast as possible.
That's sick. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So third person, I would say would be Mohammed Sweetmez from Necrophagus.
I've never listened to nearly enough of them.
You should. They're fucking awesome, and they're kind of like, I don't know. I just feel like they're like a rare Pokemon in like the death metal scene because they're supposed to come out with an album like years and years ago, and if you're like a Necrophagus fan, you know this because you kept thinking that it was gonna come out and it like never did. But they have like
Really?
they have like a few albums, but like they're amazing and just like super technical, like brutal technical death metal, and totally just like over the top, like shreddy stuff, but like in the best way.
But shit. Yeah, definitely make me like send me a link to what you think is the best track or few tracks, and I'll do it. I've had the couple people I've talked to have them send me music before, and I liked it.
Hell yeah, I'll definitely do that.
Okay. What are the three bands now that we're on talked about guitars? Three bands that are, were the most influential to what you're currently listening to that you think is the shit if you want to plug a band.
Ooh. So what I'm currently listening to,
Sure,
or like overall. Oh, okay.
It could be either one. Could be what inspired you. I suppose you already said Green Day. So yeah, what are you listening to currently?
It's actually interesting that you say that because I feel like right now, like I am spending so much time like writing my music. I like listen to music way less. Like I listen to my own music like a fuck ton.
Yeah. I know what you mean by that. It's kind of counterproductive to listen to other bands because I don't know if you've had this problem when you're obsessed with a band, you write a riff and you are like, does that sound exactly like fucking I'm writing the speed metal riff? Does that sound just like YRO by Racer X because I'm obsessed? Like it's very counterproductive. It's like another band I know wouldn't when they played shows, they were like a shock rock band. They wouldn't wear any band T-shirts because they didn't like the idea of somebody being like, "Oh, you guys sound like that band," and they'd be like, "No, we're trying to do our own fucking thing." God damn it! Like,
yeah, they're trying to be unique. I guess I
get
it.
Yeah, it was interesting. I never heard anybody do it before. And what other bands?
What are the bands? Okay, so actually, the number one right now would be Diantward. I don't know if you know them. They're
really? I do. I'm seeing them at Riot Fest.
Hey, that's awesome. They're so incredible live. If you've ever, or I'm so glad you're actually going to see them. It was like probably one of the coolest shows I've ever seen.
Really?
Yeah, I just think they're the type of band that creates like a complete universe. Like they have like an aesthetic, and they have like almost like their music videos are like movies, and then as like weird as some of their music is, it's like just like super unique and like combines like all of these like really interesting ideas, and so they really speak to me. I actually used to hate them. I used to think that they were like weird as fuck, and I didn't get it.
I only heard I think you're freaky. It's interesting because I've never actually met anyone who liked Diane. It's like you have some friends where you can't figure out how they're famous because you've never met anybody that actually liked them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so, exactly.
Track, dude. If you whatever you think is the best.
I will. Honestly, like it's like their whole like universe. I feel like I keep saying that. It's just like their music videos are like really incredible. They just have like so much to kind of digest. I've watched the music videos like so many times and just like looked for different things and like different like almost like messages.
Mm-hmm.
So I just love that they combine like that like gangster like rap side of music, but also like you want to dance and it's catchy and it feels kind of pop, and it's just like, what are you doing? Like it's like
I didn't know they even had like that gangster side to them. I just thought they were like a weird modern Bjork, and like do you get what I mean by that? Like that's
yeah,
the consensus I made of them.
for sure. Yeah, they're very weird, but it's like I feel like I respect it a lot in a way because it's just like really easy to do stuff that already works, and for a band to like kind of go like so left the way that they did, but then like really like translate and have people like react the way that they have that band.
Actually, from doing something different.
Yeah, it's really hard to do, I think. So
it is.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like it's like, are you a fan of Attila?
Oh wait, of what?
Of Attila. As speaking of people that do weird, different shit, and surprisingly got super big.
Oh, I don't know Attila.
You've never listened to Attila? Attila's like rapcore. Crunkcore is what they're called. Crunkcore.
Is it like something you're a fan of, or not so much?
That's a guilty pleasure of mine. It's literally a guilty pleasure. Again, another band I hated for the longest time, and I'm like, I actually don't fucking mind this. I'm probably gonna get some people cut out at this interview because I just said that, but fuck it, I don't care.
People are just like, I can't watch this anymore.
Bronze is a cunt. Bronze is a cunt. No thanks. Sorry, Annie. Click. Do you like cartoons?
Do I like cartoons?
Yeah.
I think so. I don't know if I'm like into cartoons, but I like cartoons.
Like anime?
I don't know much anime. My
really?
brother. Yeah.
No shit. What do you watch on television? Huh?
Would you have expected that or something, or that I would have liked?
Most musicians I've met are usually like hardcore into anime or cartoons for some reason. You know, like my last person, he was that I interviewed, he was super into a TV show called Count Duckula that I'd never heard of, and now I've been watching it and I'm obsessed with it. So maybe it's my own selfish endeavor to find something new to watch. But
oh, word, yeah. I guess I missed that boat. I don't really watch TV, to be honest. Like I watch like Shark Tank.
Really? I've watched a couple episodes of. It's pretty addictive. It's just like one of those shows you find yourself, you can't believe you're watching it, and then 4 and 5 episodes in, you're like, God damn, it's 3 o'clock. Like, what the fuck?
Exactly. I'm like, I don't understand why this interests me so much, but I think it's just like the characters of the show. Like they're kind of hilarious.
Interesting concepts too for like things, especially if you're essentially an entrepreneur of music. So I'm sure it's interesting to see people, promote their items, and that's what I find the business side of me it appeals to.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's super interesting to me to hear what other people create and how they create it. So
yeah, absolutely. I also had a question. How exactly did you get hooked up for playing a live performance with what's his name from Linkin Park?
Mike Shinoda of Linkin Park.
Mike Shinoda. How did you arrange that, by the way?
So that was interesting. He saw one of my videos online. He was actually looking for fans to kind of come up and do one-offs. Mike's like super collaborative and kind of like the kind of person that is just able to do stuff on the fly and likes live shows to be like interesting. So that's cool. He's always kind of done that. And I had like a bit of a connection because my cousin works for the business arm of his company. It's called Machine Shop. So she like basically just like sent my stuff over, and he saw it and was like, that's fucking awesome. Like would love to have her play, but like wasn't really like 100% sure if it was going to work out. So I came up with like just like a specific idea to kind of pitch to him. So I like listened to his new album, picked a song, and then basically gave him my whole idea for like where I would come in for a solo and like what he thought of it, and then he was just like, cool, let's do it. And it kind of
that's fucking lit. Yeah, I couldn't believe that when I saw that. I was like, God damn, she's like still doing shit. Like, did he see a Dream Eater song, or did he just see you playing guitar? Like, saw the video of you shredding with Diane Bassett. What is it? Desiree Bassett?
Desiree Bassett. Yeah.
That's the first video I saw.
That's a long time ago. Oh my God, that's an old video. That's a cool video. I was just think, I wonder what she's doing right now. I haven't like talked to her or talked about her in like a really long time, but she's an awesome.
She's phenomenal. She really is phenomenal. That was the other thing too. When I saw that video, I remember watching it and being like, okay, holy shit, like it's actually shredding. It's not just like, two chicks just rocking out, you know what I mean? And people are just like, oh yeah, it's girls playing guitar. I was like, holy shit, they're actually really fucking good. Like I couldn't believe it.
Thank you. Yeah, that was a really cool thing to have in high school, to have like another girl guitar
Oh,
player that was like,
cool when that was made?
yeah.
Oh, holy shit, you've been good for fucking ever.
I've been very lucky. Like I would say that like I feel like I've been very lucky in different aspects of my life. Like to have that, like that's so random and unique, you know, to have like a girl that is doing a very similar vein of guitar playing and like to be able to play together. It was really awesome. And yeah, that was a really inspiring thing as well at the
That's
time.
cool. And getting to do the Shinoda, I keep forgetting his name. That thing is incredible. I couldn't believe it when I saw that video. Are there any live performances, like any bands you saw live that really changed? I mean, is it? I'm assuming Diane would really change the game for you. But is there any live performances that you saw that really left an impression on you?
I would say Alice in Wonderland. I saw her for my boyfriend's birthday last year, and she's the
Never
singer.
heard of
So it's a female artist. She's a DJ as well, producer,
that. Nice.
and she basically does like a combination of like trap and like house, and it's just like she's just like a complete badass. Like she does like cello, like electric cello at the start of her show, and
Fucking
it's,
lit.
like, yeah, it's combined with like just like some really heavy drops, and it's just like so unsuspecting because she's like she looks like a little punk and a little bit like, you know, she's not like totally like made up or anything. Like she just is like very like natural and kind of like looks like an everyday kind of girl, but she comes out and she's just like has so much energy, and her set is just like really like a mix of like really cool.
Giving me lots of new cool shit to look up. I'll tell
Yeah.
you what.
Yeah, I'll have some stuff to send you for sure.
Gonna create the playlist for my October this fucking year of all Annie Shred recommendations.
Yeah, absolutely. I could definitely make you a sick playlist of stuff.
I would be honored to literally get. I would be for like my audio to show because we've all been fans of your videos for forever. Like actually, one interesting thing about 4 or maybe 5 years ago, I'm trying to remember. I actually made for my band Seismic Toss a post like that was like Annie Shred is one of the best guitarists in the game. I don't know if you remember that, but I made a post for it, and
That's awesome. I didn't know that was your band. That's so cool.
yeah, that's me. That was my little emo punk band. And yeah, and I remember just watching your videos and being like, I gotta give her a shout out because she's a phenomenal guitarist. Like yeah, it just struck me.
Thank
Especially like with the cordless shit. It was really good tech death. Like it was I don't know, I couldn't really describe it. I think you had a really good niche. Did y'all ever end up putting like out an album? I've only ever heard of like Horrid Obsession and stuff.
We do actually. I think it's actually even on Spotify. I was just talking to my old band about it. Yeah, it is on Spotify if you want to check it out. We barely promoted it though, so it's like people like barely know that it's even like a thing.
I didn't, and I like your videos for Grip now.
Thanks. Yeah, it's called Eon, and if you want to check it out, we do have a Spotify, but yeah, we are no longer an active band anymore, so we aren't like putting out new stuff or anything like that.
Are there any other bands that you're playing in that aren't the Dream Eater, you know, guitar like dream techno shit like?
That's the main project for me right now. That's pretty much like the only thing I want to be doing. So I'm not really like doing much else. Like I'm doing like maybe like collaborations with people, like
Cool.
just as like a solo artist. But Dream Eater is like definitely like the priority.
Cool. What kind of rig do you use? Like, do you like have an amp, or do you just like hook directly into the computer and then have that projected through a PA sound system?
I have like a really really simple setup. I have an Axe FX2, so it's just like an FX processor.
Oh yeah.
So it's just like line into the board, and then at home I honestly only use like Guitar Rig and like the aspects and really simple. Yeah, nothing like too crazy.
You get good tone, but then again, the Axe effects. I mean, if I can afford it, that's what I want to buy soon, one of these days, because it's all you need.
It's awesome. It's really awesome, and it's just like you can really customize your shit in a way that just makes it like really easy. And then if what I thought was so, I don't know if you saw, but I did play with Kill the Noise at Hard Summer earlier.
I didn't see that.
And I felt like one of the reasons it worked out was because we were able. I just have such a simple setup. It was literally just like, here's a cable, good to go, like type of thing.
You could just bring that with and be like, hey, there you go, I can play. We don't have to make a big deal out of it.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas I feel like, you know, maybe like at a festival like that, it might be more difficult to like incorporate like a feature if it's, you know, got a lot of like, you know, gear and stuff to worry about. You know, it's just to throw.
Well, yeah, sound checking takes so long and shit like that. Even for the most simple shows, at least if somebody's doing their job right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Are there any movies that are your favorite if you had to pick one?
Ooh, favorite movies. Dang, I don't know why none are coming to the top of my head right now. But oh well, I really like Stand By Me. That's just kind of like a classic movie that I'd watch with my dad. But
yeah, Corey Feldman's the shit. I still have a crush on him to this day.
Nice. I'm glad you know what I was talking about because people don't always know what Stand By Me is.
At least not kids nowadays. Like, I mean, I'm not turbo old. I'm only 26, but I've found movie references going over people's heads that have made me feel old. Like, I remember it was at a Plato's Closet. I made an Austin Powers joke. I made like I don't know what I said, but I remember saying like, yeah, I'd make it like a mini me. And she clearly must have been 18 or 17, like still in high school. And she's like, what's a mini me? And I was like, Austin Powers. She's like, I don't know what that is. And I remember being like, I'm so fucking old. Like, oh,
that hurts my heart.
Yeah. It hurt my soul.
I feel you on that. I teach kids part-time, just like music lessons and stuff. And there are so many things they don't like know of or understand, and I'm just like, damn it.
Has anybody brought any random bands to you that like to learn songs that you, I don't know, kind of blew your mind a little bit?
Random bands?
Has any student ever introduced you something that you were like, oh shit, I actually like this?
A lot of my students actually bring me like YouTuber stuff. So like, you know how you're talking about how like you're kind of like trying to fill that gap of like people that like interview YouTubers and stuff. I feel like that's really smart because honestly, so much of like what kids are watching is like YouTube channels these days. But so I have like a lot of kids just bring me like, oh, I just found this really cool mashup of this YouTuber. Like, will you teach it to me? Or like, how did they make this? And it's like, that's the kind of stuff that they'll bring in. So,
I would never get that. So that is interesting, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's like the new TV, I guess, for this generation.
I think so too. I think cable's definitely gonna die soon. Even my nephew, it's unless he watches anime every now and then. Mostly he just watches like people play fucking video games, or people just do the like he'll watch variations of the same challenge. It's like, hey, we're doing the weird pizza challenge where we fucking blah blah blah, or we're doing the flabbity blue, and I'll be like, I don't get this, but I'm sure if I was your age, I would fucking it would be heroin to me, like literally.
Exactly.
What is one of your favorite foods? If you had to pick one comfort snack, what is yours?
Ooh, comfort snack?
Mm-hmm.
Probably just like straight up like cheese and crackers. That's like all my parents eat. Like when
they shit.
Or just like brie cheese or like cheddar cheese with like crackers. Like that's like my family's like thing.
They rich? Are they the rich white folks with the cheese and the wine?
Not at all.
Not at all.
I mean, just like not like in that way. It's just like that's just like what they eat. They're like, let's drink wine and just like eat cheese. Like it's like
that shit's fucking good. It's like one of the only things I can actually eat if I go to like a football like party or anything like that, because I don't eat meat, so it's always such a fucking. Every time I go to those things, I just smell the meat and I'm just like, God damn it, I kind of miss this, but fuck it. Cheese and crackers.
Are you recently a vegetarian, or has that been a
Oh
long
no, I'm a year deep. Are you?
No, I am not a vegetarian.
That's fine. Yeah, it's weird, but it's a lot of fun at the same time trying to find new shit.
Yeah, it's probably a discovery, right? In a lot of ways.
Yeah, and it's also like discipline, especially with you as a musician. I don't think a lot of people take into consideration the discipline that you need to have to actually like record something. I don't think people understand how meticulous it is to go back and be like, especially if you're programming like drums or something like that, like fuck that one snare hit is slightly further away from the other one, so I need to go through the whole song and see if there's that pause as well, you know what I mean? Or guitar, just sitting and doing scales every single fucking day.
Yeah, it's almost like you're actually insane for like wanting to do it as long as you do it. Just takes like
There's only personal value when it really comes down to it. I mean, yeah, people are like, well, you got famous, and it's like, yeah, but I didn't think that for 1 second when I was fucking doing this.
yeah, I definitely think that that would be a bad intention to have for doing music. Because all of the work behind it would not be worth it if that was like the only outcome. I think you have to do it for just like the love of actually listening to music and like wanting to share it.
You also have to like your own music. That's something that took me a while until after Seismic Toss broke up that I finally like appreciated the music I wrote. Because when some people shit on your music, you know, and especially in the early stages of when I was performing, you know, it really shatters what little ego I had. But only now that I listen to it, that I'm like, this is some good shit. And I'm sure you go back and you listen to, you know, Formless or any other thing before that, and you're like, you know, I actually am really proud of this shit.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a fair point. I think when you're writing, it can be hard to appreciate it in the same way because you're kind of like getting a task done. But that's something that I've actually worked on a lot as an artist to kind of just keep myself like positive and like wanting to create music is to really like push
it takes
that
a lot
part.
of that. It really
Yeah,
does take a massive amount of it.
listening to your stuff and being like stoked about it. Like I do that like every track now. Like if I'm not like stoked, like listening to it in the car, I'm just like kind of like I'm not gonna do that track anymore. I'm just gonna stop working on it because there's no point.
How many songs have you ever mostly created and recorded and then just scrapped them?
How many? Or just like oh my god, like hundreds. I mean, I mean, a big part of what I've been doing with Dream Eater in the past like 4 years or so. We kind of started like our album work like at the end of like 2015. So maybe like almost like a few years. We've basically just been writing and trying to like curate our sound and cultivate it. And so we've written like a fuck ton of music and basically thrown out a lot of it and like just come to like pick like the last several months like what songs we're going to be using and like finishing and all that. So
isn't that wild?
It is.
Thinking about how many albums worth of shit that you would probably have if you would have just like shortcutted it, put in the like filled the gaps for the parts that you couldn't compromise on, and then just thrown it on an EP or something like that.
Yeah, it's kind of frightening almost. It's like a mental block a little bit, and I think a lot of artists have that. Artists that don't have like a job in music, like a 9 to 5, or in a way that they're like reporting to somebody else. If you don't have that, it's so easy to like fall into like, oh, this isn't good enough, or why should I finish this, or like I'm just gonna start something new, and you never like finish anything. And it's
why do you think that in specific?
I think it's just because like ultimately like artists and musicians are like perfectionists, so you always want to like add something new. Like I could spend so much time on a song if somebody let me. Like I'd be like, I'm gonna add a harmony here, or like I'm gonna change that bass line, or that drum part's stupid. Like I could, if I spend enough time with it, I could like not like something or want to change it. It's like just like
I'm sure you have that about plenty of songs. Now that you posted them, you look back and you're like, that would have been so sick if I would have done that. But at the same time, it's already posted. It's got this many views. It's official. You know what I mean? Like this is an official song.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I think Instagram is pretty great because you can kind of just like put stuff out there that maybe isn't like perfect, but it's just like
Oh yeah,
people to see.
yeah, it's phenomenal. I mean, like people can say what they will about YouTube and about Instagram and everything like that. And yeah, it's destroyed the music industry in so many ways, but I mean, it's never been easier to promote your music, you know what I mean? Or to just get, not to mention just get a following going behind your shit, you know, like getting people to buy your shit is the hard part, but you can get, I mean, like, I mean, did you do any promoting to get any of the followers that you have on YouTube or get any views or anything like that?
Promoting in the sense of like making videos and like using hashtags or
Oh,
like,
no, like doing the task of following and seeing if they'll follow you back and then deleting the people that don't. Like, you know, like a lot of you or paying even for followers, like a, you know, like a social media platform.
I would never pay for followers because what that does, and I've done research about this because it's like obviously like as an artist you want to have like good numbers and stuff, but I think if you buy like fake followers, it doesn't do anything positive for you. Like
No.
it just looks nice, but then whoever you're working with or like whoever comes to your page, it's like really easy to tell if you don't have like engagement. Like if you have like 1,000 followers, but only like 3 people like your photo or are responding to like what you put out, like it's just like pretty useless. It's like, yeah, I just think it's kind of useless. So you have to go like bit by bit, but there's a lot of sorry, that was my kitten. I don't know if you saw her or not.
I was about to ask. I was about to say, what's the baby's name?
That is Bella. Wait, hold on, let me see if I can grab her. Bella.
I'm sure everyone would love to see the cat. My girlfriend would absolutely see it. Oh, hi, baby.
Yeah, she's a sweetheart. Actually, I have another kitten too, and I found them. I found them on the side of the road in downtown, like in May. Just super crazy. I found like 4 kittens. 2 of them I ended up keeping, but I just like randomly found them. Somebody like left them and abandoned them. So my boyfriend and I ended up like fostering 4 kittens for like a few months.
Aw, I wish I could. I'm allergic as fuck. My girlfriend like hates it because we can't have cats because my face will literally like swell shut. Like I will die.
Well, my dad's allergic to cats, so I understand.
So you never got to have a cat growing up?
No, I never had cats growing up. I had dogs, dogs that couldn't shed, but yeah, pretty much grew up with only dogs. But then I found cats, and now I have them.
I was gonna say, are you a cat person or a dog person? If you had to pick one, I'm sure you're both, but if you have to pick one.
Oh, that's so hard. Why do you need to be a cat person or a dog person? Because I would have said I was a dog person prior to like finding these cats. But I also feel like these cats aren't like normal cats. Like they kind of act like dogs. Like they like read.
Really?
Yeah, like don't you think of cats as kind of like indifferent and like they kind of just like flop around and like don't really like interact with people?
Yeah.
Stereotype, right?
Stereotype, yeah.
My cats straight up like are like constantly purring and like rubbing against me, and like every time I come in the door they like scurry up to the door and are like literally like just super touchy and like lovey.
Ooh, you got some good cats then. Hell yeah.
I do. I love. So yeah, I'm a cat person in that like I have these 2 cats, but I don't know if I would be. I'm both, I think.
Right. Well, I'm gonna ask like a couple more questions because then I gotta get off here. What do you do in your free time? What is one hobby or one interest that people would never guess that you have it?
Ooh.
Like you like to collect rocks or some shit, or you're obsessed with photography of the time period of 1812 specifically, even though I don't know if cameras existed in fucking, but.
Ooh, I want to think of something good. What do I do? That's just like not musical, right? So something that just
Yeah, it could be whatever. It could be like I actually am practicing to run like a fucking 5K, or it could be something like that, or like Gothcast, the goth person that I just recently interviewed. He's another YouTuber that's one of my favorites. He was like, yeah, I'm really obsessed with bodybuilding, and I was like, get the fuck out of here, really? Like, yeah, because you literally like picture a goth kid in your head. That's him. And he was like, yeah, I'm really obsessed with bodybuilding. He actually knew what the fuck he was talking about, so I was like, get the fuck out of here.
That's badass. Damn.
Yeah, it was lit.
I feel like I'm kind of boring. Like literally, all I do is music.
Well, boring at the same time.
Maybe like, does yoga count? That's so boring.
Yeah. No, I'm trying to get into yoga. Actually, fuck me. I just realized I was supposed to wake up this morning and go and give it a try for the first time. Do you have any yoga tips for people?
Just do like consistently. Like I honestly like just like look up like videos on YouTube and stuff. I used to be like a gymnast, so I just like really love stretching.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, when I was younger, like super young, like from like 8 years old to like 12, I was in like competitive gymnastics, and so I'd go to like stuff. So now I don't do like full-fledged gymnastics, but I'll do like, you know, like work on like splits and stuff, and just like do
Nice.
yoga.
I saw you do that cartwheel in one of your stories the other day. So
Oh,
you still
yeah.
got it. Still got it.
Yeah, I just like gymnastics. It's fun. It's just like makes me feel like a kid.
Yeah, absolutely. Not to mention the fact that I'm sure that instilled discipline like a motherfucker, because you gotta. It's not easy shit whatsoever. That's super hard, grueling ass shit.
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, like that's actually a really good point. I probably did get a lot of discipline from that because I used to just stretch for like a full like hour before even doing any gymnastics. It was like I'd be part of like a class that would just like all you would do is stretch for like a long time and then start working on your moves, and then you'd go to the meets, and it was like pretty
Yeah.
intense.
It's also time like a motherfucker, like longer than probably people would be willing to. I can't sit still for that fucking long for an hour, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, especially when you're that young too. When I was forced to be disciplined, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. What's your favorite swear word? We're gonna start asking dumb shit now.
Definitely fuck.
Would you say that is every other word for your vocabulary?
Fuck yes.
Favorite vocalist?
Favorite vocalist? Favorite metal vocalist or favorite?
Hey, both. Fuck it, both.
Fuck it. Imogen Heap.
Imogen Heap, really? Never listened. Oh shit. Uh-oh, we have.
It's
Hold on. There's a fuck up in the connection. Sorry, Imogen Heap. I'll have to cut that out.
It's okay. Yeah, Imogen Heap. She has just like a beautiful tone, and her melodies are awesome. So.
What about metal ones?
Michael Ackerfeld.
What's he from?
Opeth. He's
Opeth? Oh shit.
Yeah, he's like.
You really are true bred metal shit. Good for you.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean that was like the first full half of my life was all metal. So yeah.
Angst. How old are you, by the way?
I'm 28.
28. Okay. I know you're supposed to never ask a lady their age, but I don't give a fuck, and I'm gonna ask anyways.
No,
It's like at the bars, no matter what age you are, if you're a woman, I'll always ask your age because they always, oh my goodness, because it's just like, it's an easy way to make somebody's fucking day. Seriously, they could be 60 years old and they'll be like, you're asking me for my ID? And I'll always be like, no, I was going to ask why you were playing hooky and skipping school today. And then, and I'm just like, yeah, tip me. But celebrity crushes, both female and male.
Ooh, celebrity crushes. Okay, so this might be a weird one, but like BB Rexa, she's like this amazing pop singer. I just think she's super badass. She's kind of like the anti-pop star. I don't know. I think she's cool.
Really?
Yeah. I just feel like she's got like a really interesting vibe. Male crush thoughts. Yeah. So I'm like, I don't even think about that shit.
Well, good for you. I think about my male celebrity crushes all the time. And I'm not even a homosexual. I'm just
Wait, what
God,
is
look at him. He's so handsome. Like Billy Vallow, the lead singer of him, will forever, hands down, be my #1 crush.
Oh, that's awesome.
Or Bill Skarsgård, the guy that plays Pennywise right now, currently.
Oh, he's actually awesome.
Yeah, he's handsome as hell. All right, well, my connection, or I don't know whose connection, is dying right now, so I'm probably going to get off here now. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
And
thank
I'll
you
definitely
for
put the
having me.
links to everything in the description. Is there any final words you'd like to say to everybody?
I would just say look out for the Dream Eater EP. It's coming out soon. We also have a music video coming out. So stay tuned for that stuff. It's going to be in the next couple months.
Cool. Hell yeah. I will definitely listen to it. And then words of wisdom. That's what I'm going to ask everybody to say at the end. Words of wisdom for everybody.
Words of wisdom. I would say.
You don't have to say anything true deep. I always tell people if it feels like more than 2 fingers, it's probably a dick. That's what I always like to say to people.
I would just say trust your instincts over anything else.
Some sage-like shit right there, and I appreciate it.
Sure
All right,
thing.
thank you so much, Annie. Enjoy the rest of your night, okay?
You too. Have a good night. Bye.